you guys grow up together?
I can tell the story about how we met.
Oh, give it to me.
So, one day, last July, late July, early August, I walked into Foot Locker, and he was working, and he came out from the back room and said to my friend, I'm gonna marry you.
You actually said that, dude?
Yeah, it's actually the first time I saw her.
Without even talking to me.
Wow.
It was just, I was talking to her friend and I was just like, I need to speak to her. I don't
Wow.
know. Yeah.
Dude.
She was just sitting on the bench and I was just, couldn't even focus on work, couldn't talk to people, couldn't catch anyone out.
And then he texted me, said, hey, it's Dan from Foot Locker, and I said, hey, it's Jake from State Farm.
I like that.
That's how we started communicating.
That is
And
great.
he thinks it's so corny and not funny, but I'm glad someone else thinks it's funny.
It is. It is. State Farm.
And we just had our 1 year on August 11th.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. You guys, this is going to be big. I've had some really great interviews, and one of them I knew that would have went viral, but we couldn't run it. I don't run interviews that people don't want. Like I had these four girls from Canada, which was really cool. It was a great interview. It was right after Jay-Z got caught cheating on Beyonce, and we were talking about, I think it was Lemonade or whatever the album was going, and it was just a really great interview. But this girl here was a blogger, and I said, do I have your permission to put this on YouTube? And the girl's like, yes, yes, yes. And the other was like, no, because I sound kind of stupid. I said some dumb shit. And they said, so what? And I said, but because she said that, I didn't put it up there, and it would have been great. I had this other interview, which is right out of a fucking TV show. I mean, I was thinking that I was being punked because it was so over the top. I had these two guys get in the car, and there was a brother sitting here and a white guy right here. He was blonde hair, and the brother was dark. And this is when I used to carry water in the car. I stopped doing that. So I offered them some water. They got in the car and offered some water, and no one said anything. I said, they don't want nothing. So about 30 seconds later, the brother says, so you're not going to say nothing, huh? And I said, oh, no, I offered you guys some water. He says, oh, no, I'm not talking about you, hon. I'm talking about this bitch right here. I'm like, oh, shit. Now, they were gay, but it seemed like movie gay, TV gay. He seemed like Eddie Murphy pretending to be gay. Yeah, like they was doing, like it was a bit, like it wasn't real. And the other one's sitting there like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you gonna just sit there and act like you wasn't trying to get over that little redhead something all night long. And I'm like, damn, you're not really doing this, man.
We talked about doing like a fake like argument or fake like him hitting on me, something in public. I was like, okay, like pretend like we're not together, and you come over to me and be like, hey baby, and then I'll do something or like fake smack you, and then we'll just get like, we came up with so many different like role plays in public just to fuck with everyone around us, but maybe they had some shit to keep inside.
Well, because at this point I know it was real. But it seemed like it was so scripted because it was so over the top. So because they went from an argument to where they started fighting. Now, I didn't bite because I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm looking around for the follow car. Somebody's filming me. You ain't gonna get me acting crazy, you know. So I'm not biting. So they arguing back and forth, and I'm just cool. I'm not responding. I'm not biting. And then they start fighting. But they don't fight like two men fighting. They're fighting, and they're not even fighting like anybody fighting. They're fighting like TV gay fighting. Like, you know how people put their hands up, but nobody wants to get hit in the face, going to mess with the makeup. So you see the both of them doing like this, and I'm like, I'm not biting. That's some bullshit. I'm not biting. But they're moving the car around. I'm like, knock it the fuck off. And so they sat there and they didn't move. And the brother started pouting. You know, like little kids do when you stop them. And it was like, he started it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because that's what I had been in. But so they go from that to arguing to apologizing to crying and to kissing. And that's what I said, all right, that's it. Knock that shit off. Fuck wrong with y'all? I'm sorry. And then they got out of the car, but the whole time I'm thinking, they got a microphone on them. They're filming. This can't be real. And it was probably real, I didn't film it. But if I had filmed it and put it on, it would have went big. I say all that to say this. You two are the most romantic couple I've ever had in the car. That story you just told, being real, that's wild. Because what's really cool And I think what's really cool or interesting about you guys. How old are you?
I'm 21.
24.
Your generation. There's not a lot of romance in your generation. There's not a lot of talking in your generation.
Yep.
And one of the things that guys don't do is they don't walk up to girls and say anything anymore.
Chivalry is dead.
Chiv-
They all do it online.
They do it online. So him walking out there and going and making that declaration, that sounds like something from my generation. You know, because I'm
very like traditional chivalrous.
yeah, or just you saying, look, I'm not saying, look, I'm going to marry her one day is not, and it being true. I mean, you meaning it. It not being a line is putting my cards on the table, not playing any games. Okay, I'm not just trying to hit, I'm trying to be there, trying to make this go for some time. You wouldn't hear all that from anybody else. Even guys who want to date somebody won't say shit like that. But here's my heart sitting on the table. You can caress it or you can smash it, but it's out there. You know.
That was the crazy thing is that like I wasn't the person to do that my whole life.
That's never been you.
My whole life, and I just had moved to where she was.
Mm-hmm.
Never knew her, never knew anything about her, and I just saw her, and instantly I was just like, I'm done with this shit.
I'm done.
She is here.
I want to kiss you. My lips again.
That is, hey, I mean, that is. I've had a lot of rides.
If you save this video, can we play it at our wedding?
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? It'll be. Now I gotta get my shit together because I've really got a lot of videos that I need to put up. I'm a lazy old motherfucker. But what I need you to do, and bear with me.
Okay.
You're gonna want to get on Instagram, Big Tank LA. Eventually, my lazy ass is gonna put this up there, and you're gonna be. Oh no, well. Okay, I don't know what to see my car. Okay, Big Take LA. I have a YouTube channel and I have an Instagram. So when we stop, oh man, oh well. When we stop, I'm gonna film you guys with this phone so it can be on the Instagram because I let everybody know on Instagram. Go to go to Big Tank on YouTube and check out this interview because I can't put all this on Instagram, but I'll put. But anyway, you'll be able to see. So if you want to play this at your wedding, you'll be able to just take it off of YouTube and put it on your wedding.
Cool, that's awesome.
But that's really a man. You guys, and you just celebrated your 1 year. For 20-year-olds, that's a significant amount of time.
Yeah. Most relationships these days, like, people like prioritize just like a very quick satisfaction and being cool and doing what other people will think is cool, or like just cover their emotions. But it's very like old school and traditional, and like, people make fun of that sometimes and say like, oh, that's like I don't know, just telling guys that they're being like too soft or whatever. But
Yeah, they do that.
it's very romantic.
Question: are your parents together?
Yes.
Are your parents together? It's time for the surveys. I've always maintained that men and women are the same in how they make choices, which is attraction is arbitrary. And attraction is not so much aesthetic, like how someone looks, but everything about them. It's the way they look, the way they smell, the sound of their voice, the vibe. You're attracted to it right away, or you're not right away. That decision is made very quickly. Guys looking girls, and I'll do that. I'll do her. Not even for money. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? And yes, and everyone knows that about us. But it was brought to my attention. Women are the same. They're like, and they'll say, I'd do him. I would never go near him. That doesn't mean that they will sleep with this guy. That means that they would under the right circumstances. Or they'd be interested in somebody. Or he's good looking enough. He meets the minimum criteria. He needs more work. Send that one back. That sort of thing. Did you see him before he made his declaration?
I wasn't paying attention at all. I didn't even want to go into the mall that day, and I was just like telling my friend to hurry up. And I was just like looking down at my phone or whatever, and I had no idea he came out and said that. And then she told me, like, oh, man, Jen saw you, blah, blah, blah. So I was like looking up and looking around, and like there was mad guys working in there, so I don't know
Which one it was.
So it wasn't until like days later, a week later, that I
Okay. So when you got that text, when did you get the text? When did you text her?
That was probably the week following, like maybe a couple of days following. We talked for a little bit, and then we saw each other.
Okay. I guess my question is, how did you get her number? Her friend gave it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so so you had already passed the endorsement from her friend
Right
off the bat,
right.
which was that's pretty much a lock, too. You know? You know what I'm saying? You know, because that usually comes 3-4 weeks in. Okay, I need you to meet, I want you to meet my friends. Be like, oh fuck, this is gonna suck. But he had already had that. Oh man, you was good. You was good.
First, like she was like the middleman. Like at first, when he like asked about me, he asked like certain things about me. Like, is she like nice or is she like trash or like whatever?
Is she a nice person?
Well, not like those specific words, but just
Right.
like trying to make
Get to
sure
know
I'm
her.
not like a.
Yeah.
Did you know her friend?
Barely. Maybe for like a month.
Okay. Okay.
It wasn't like
So you felt comfortable inquiring.
yeah.
Yeah, because we were like best friends, me and that girl.
Mhm.
And then when she told me that, I was like asking her questions, like,
What do you know about him?
yeah, like, should I do this?
What's her name?
Sierra.
Are you still friends with her?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. You need a middle person. A
Everyone
buffer.
needs a Cupid.
Yeah, everyone needs a Cupid. That is really fucking cool, man. That is really fucking cool. Wow. 1 year in July. Huh?
1 year was August 11th.
Wow. Ever? Is this the longest relationship either of you've been in?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, this was the most consistent.
Okay.
Like, there have been other relationships that, like, lasted years, but, like, on and off, like, immature.
Well, you're just a baby. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
So this is, like, the first serious,
Solid.
long,
All
solid,
right.
yeah.
That's all right. And you moved out here to be with her.
Well, actually, she was living up there.
Right.
We met 2-3 months before she left.
Left to come to fit him.
We were,
Right.
like, falling in love as I was like, I'm moving to California. Like, how is this going to work?
Yeah. But we knew that going into it. We just kept going, not thinking about it. And then finally that day came, and it was like a tragic day. We were like in the airport crying.
Oh, I wish I could have had Cupid. This is. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. And because I'm jaded. Ain't nothing scabbed over, Harvard. This is the kind of shit that people. I should probably not curse on that. This kind of all that stuff is like. This is the kind of love that people write about. This kind of shit. This kind of feeling, like a guy who would admit to feeling this way about a girl or a girl this early on, because this is your time to be cool.
Yeah.
This is time to be cool and be like, man, we alright, but that's it. I'm telling you. I don't know anything, I'm guessing the women who watch this will dig him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Will dig him.
Why can't we find any guys like that?
Exactly. Why aren't there any guys like that? And you're like, well, you can't meet people like that in California. It turns out you're right, because he ain't in California. He's from upstate New York, but that's...
But if that happens, she changed me as a person. Like the instant that I saw her, when we talk about like, oh, I would go after her, I would do her. I was one of the guys.
That's everybody.
I mean,
we're all that at some point.
Every Friday, every Saturday
Yeah.
night. I mean, even weekdays, but.
I like them weekdays, I want to be consistent.
When I saw her, like, had an opportunity to. It was just so instantaneous, and I was ready to just be doing that shit.
So, like, when
Immediately,
girls like,
was
oh, I want a guy like that, it's like, not, maybe, like, the guy that's for you isn't like how you see him, but maybe, like, once that guy meets the right girl, he becomes,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Well, it's always a choice. Look, there is. I've always said this. There's no such thing as special people. There's just people that you feel special about. They become special. You're not born special. You do things and you become special to someone. So every player who put in his card decided it was a choice to be with her or to be with him or whatever. Or sometimes it's because I'm having a child, I'm having a daughter, my player days are over. Whatever it is, it's always a choice, and somebody creates that choice out of you. You decide she's the reason. Okay? That's it. She's the reason. you were his reason. And everybody's really because players aren't necessarily born; they're made. When women always think about why guys are so asked, women make players.
Oh, I totally understand.
They actually create them, and so because of women they exist. It's because of women that they don't. You know, they start and stop.
Women can make like guys' outlooks very cold,
Fuck
and
yeah.
then completely change them and make them feel loving again.
I was telling somebody about. It's interesting. We grow up with Disney films will never stop. You start off with these Disney films, and then after Disney films, you start watching teenage rom-coms, romantic comedies, and you see these great guys and these great girls. Sometimes they're great. They're in high school and they're just really great people. And boy meets girl, they're friends or whatever, and they fall in love. Or it's a romantic comedy, great job. Guy meets girl, guy gets girl, guy does something fucked up or stupid, loses girl, makes amends, girl get back together, girl, happy ever after. Everybody wants that love because it's been programmed into their brain. The thing is, everybody's looking for that person they meet out here to be worth all of that shit. All that stuff that you see people doing in movies, whether it's rescuing somebody from this, the person you're doing this for, I just want them to be worth it. Because I would do all that stuff. All that stuff you saw Rambo do or whoever do in the movie, I would do that for someone if they were worth it. You know what I'm saying? If they're not, we're like, shit, well, they took her hostage. What do we do, man? So I get another girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in love with somebody, and once you're in love, you make a decision. This person is worth it. You know, and so that's what I tell you. I saw Jessica, and I wish I could remember his name. Immediately you guys reminded me of them because they were very attractive people together, and you just knew, man, these kids, good Lord. She was a model, and he was rapping. I'm like, good Lord. I mean, the shine is coming off you, man. Like, goddamn, turn it down. You know, and immediately I thought of them, but I didn't ask him these questions. Okay, we didn't get there. I don't know why. Well, we actually talked a lot, but it just went in a different direction. But
I mean, I know we're dressed up tonight, but you should see us on our bad days.
no, but it's not even that. It's just like you said. When I didn't ask them. No, I know I didn't ask them how they got together. I don't think I've ever asked anybody that. The conversation just went somewhere else. But I was curious because you guys are so young. I'm like, how'd you guys get together? And then it turns out to be not every how we got together story is romantic. You know, a lot of them are very just pedestrian. Yeah, you know, we met such and such, or a friend of a friend, or blah blah blah. But you had a story, and that story was, it was a love at first sight story.
I feel like that's the strongest kind of like first impression or connection because a lot of people kind of meet online or Instagram or whatever, and it's like they have this idea of what the person is based off of what their face looks like and how they present themselves. But it's like then you see that person in person, it's like, okay, like I liked the idea of the person. I had the expectation of this person, but they don't have like a spark or a soul that I'm like connected to. Whereas with us, we didn't meet based off of like, oh, I like how he looks in his profile picture, and he likes the kind of pictures that I post. So I think like we should get together. It was just like in person.
No. You had no expectation. I mean, what was great about this is he didn't know who you were. All he had was the feeling he got when he first looked at you, which was love at first sight. The first thing you heard about him was, the first thing he said was he wanted to marry you. And you're like, I mean, look, even if a woman doesn't want to marry a guy who says that, that's a very flattering thing to hear. Like, really?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, at the very least, I want to know a few things about this dude.
Yeah.
I got the number the next day, and I still have it in contact. It's Kaylee, and then it's got the wife emoji.
The bride.
You actually put that on
I
there?
did that the first day.
Dude,
Yeah.
man, you something else, man. Hey, look, man. Hey, man, I will
All the men out there in the world.
seriously.
Learn from him and take notes.
I will be talking. I'll tell you right now. I will be talking about you a lot in other conversations because I respect your game. It's not something Have I ever had that? I've actually had that. I didn't do what you did. Here's what I respect and admire about you. I'm thinking this. I had a lot of game when I was younger, but not necessarily a lot of courage. And my current, and I say that is because I could talk to anybody, no matter how beautiful they were, that I wasn't really interested in. Didn't matter how fine she was.
Right.
You say all you have to do is point at, I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? And do well, because I didn't care if it worked or not. But I never had that kind of courage for somebody who I was seriously into. Like, I remember a girl who I was like, man, I would want to marry her. I would want to be a better man for that, but I never told her that.
Right.
Not within, or told somebody else that about her.
I had that feeling too. I couldn't
Let it go.
get away. There's no way I was gonna like.
I feel like it makes you,
Let it go.
like, a lot of people these days thinks it makes a guy more masculine and cooler to, like, not have that courage and just go through people like that. But I think you're much more of a man, and you're so much more of like a person down to the core if you, like, just use bravery and courage to go after what you really want instead of trying to be cool. Like, I think the bravery and the courage, what he did, should be looked at as cool.
Oh, it is.
Not like the.
Look,
Oh, yeah, like,
I'm old enough to be his father, okay? And I can tell you it's brave. It's really brave. I saw this movie, Indecent Proposal, and he talked about this thing that actually happened to me. And it probably happened to a lot of guys. I remember being on a bus from Santa Monica Pier when I was 14 years old, heading east towards where I lived. And I'm on there with my best friend, and these two girls get on the bus. They're about our age, and they were as cute as the day is long. And I'm thinking 13 years old. I was 13 years old. And I would look over at this girl, these two girls, and he was, I mean, it was like, damn! But no, I mean, and had mad game, but no courage. 13, no fucking courage. So I'm staring at these girls, and when they look at us, we would look away. And they would look at us, and we would look at them, and when we looked at them, they would look away. And this went on for about 10 or 12 minutes on that whole bus ride. Finally, our stop comes up, and then they both just looked at us. They just locked gaze with us, looked at us, and they didn't say anything. But the gaze that they gave us made me think, you fucking coward. All you had to do was say something. That's all you had to do. Now I'm 30. Not much was going to happen. He was 13 years old. But the story would have been better than I got off and never spoke to her. I'm 52 years old now. I've never forgotten that.
wow.
That shames me to this day. Okay? And I didn't learn, I was 13 then. I didn't learn that I should speak up right away till I was 18, and I didn't implement that in my life till I was 28. So he's 24 years old. Oh, when you guys met, he was 23. I can't tell you one, and look, I've been shot 3 times, and I know guys have been through a whole lot of shit. I can't tell you one person I know personally braver than you.
Appreciate that.
Okay? I can't tell you, and I've seen guys do some shit like, man, damn, you're saying that? Because it's not brave to take on 3 or 4 dudes when you think you're going to win. You know, when you know, I'm gonna fuck them dudes. But that could have burnt out. He didn't know that was going to work. And I don't think you even thought about it, did you? Was that a concern?
Not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Not when I was looking at her.
Yeah, exactly. See, they say, women, there's a quote, not a quote, but there's a movie. It's called Beautiful Girls. Timothy Hutton, Michael Rappaport, Natalie Portman, Uma Thurman, and a bunch of people who don't, and Matt Damon, whatever. But he goes to visit his friend, and there's all these supermodels on the wall. This guy's in his 30s. He's like, dude, what's showing all the beautiful girls? Man, what the fuck wrong with you? You know, you're too old for this. And he gives him this explanation about beautiful girls. And beautiful is not just universally beautiful, although those were all universally aesthetic beautiful, but what you think a beautiful girl is. Beautiful to you. How a beautiful woman will make you feel. And courage was used twice. The courage to do this or that. So he looked at what he thought would turn out to be his future. And so it gave him the courage to not even consider fear.
That's some deep shit.
Well, it's and there. Look, I can tell you, like I said, I don't know anybody as brave as that. Okay, because I know plenty of guys who are burnt out and upset about life's failures who will do it now only because they're just so tired of loss. That's not necessarily courage, as that is just endurance and experience. But he didn't have that at 23. And I'm telling you, dude, I mean, I will talk about you a lot to a lot of my friends, and like, dude, if we had a half what this motherfucker had when we was in our 20s, shit, you don't know how many times they failed at that. Okay, and that's only the courage to just do it. And like I said, I can't say enough about what you were able to do. And what I haven't said, which I really dig, is Kaylee, you had an opportunity you could have did what a lot of women do, which is fucking crush him. And it would have been devastating, especially since he feels about you the way he does, which could have turned him into a completely different person. And you didn't. And you didn't even know who he was. So the thing I talk about, falling in love is a leap of faith. You don't know anything about anybody until you've known them for a while. And he leapt without even looking. Is there a ledge down there? I fucking let's just jump.
Especially in a world where like it's looked down upon by so many people his age, like his peers, like guys will applaud other guys if they like get what they want from a girl and then like dead them or have them like snap their fingers, but they like make fun of guys when they actually like had the courage to do something and have a loyal like relationship, and it's like insecurity because they know they couldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, and look, if you want
like,
it,
oh, you're wifed up now, like
yeah,
jealous.
if you want that, it's stupid to do that and you don't want it, which is what a lot of people do. But it's equally as stupid to not do it when you do. If you want to be in a committed relationship, but you're afraid to put your heart out there, then you can't have it. You fucking can't have it. But if you want to be single, but you're afraid to break up with somebody, then you don't get to be single. You have to have the courage of your convictions. Instead of just saying, I wish, I want, someday, blah, blah, blah. I heard a great quote the other day. This woman said, you said someday, and someday sounds like never. Because someday is never. There is no someday. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but no someday. So if someone says, someday we're going to do this, what they're telling you is, we ain't doing it. So, you know, exactly. You know what? I'll tell you something. I don't know what your money's like, but I'll tell you this. If you feel like going to Australia, go. Just save up the money. Soon as don't wait for the right time. Soon as you have enough money to afford the trip, then go. Don't wait for perfect conditions, because they're not going to be any. And I always say that, I don't know if you guys ever traveled out of the country. I've been lucky enough to do that. If you've never traveled out of the country, do. And since you absolutely want to go to Australia, save up the money. Find a trip. Find out how much it costs and start putting the money away. And do you get vacation time?
Yeah, I'm on it right now.
Oh, you're on it right now?
Yeah. I wanted to come here so badly that we made a vacation.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Do you live here now?
No.
You don't live here now?
No.
You live here now?
No.
She did.
Oh, you guys went back?
I moved home.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to California so bad, so we needed to do a vacation.
I had a misconception. For whatever reason, I thought you came out here to be the manager for Locker out here.
No, I ran one out there. That's where I met her. Still there. She came to California.
And then she went back.
Came back.
Did you miss him? Is that why you went back?
I mean, I
already know the answer. I already know the answer. But yeah.
Many times I tell people, oh, I just, like, this will save money with loans. And, oh, like, I don't need the education. Like, I would rather have work experience. But at the end of the day, like, I chose it's LA or him.
You know, it's interesting. When I asked you if you graduated FITM and you start talking about all these other things you did, none of that made any sense to me.
Really?
No, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know why, but I knew all of that was bullshit. That's why, but I waited, and I listened, and okay.
I mean, I just kind of picked up a part-time job, and then really, like, committed,
Mm-hmm.
saw the vision, just kind of took off.
That's all right. Well, I'm loath to, we gave everybody her Instagram. Do you have your own?
Yeah.
You should put it out there, because you never know. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of women that are going to hit him up, because, he is the most romantic person of this generation. But there will probably, you might have a couple of dudes call and ask you for advice, because it's one thing to have perspective like I have,
Right.
because I'm 100 fucking years old. But for somebody doing the damn thing, which you are doing, You never know who might hook you. Call you up and say, "Dude, I gotta ask you. I want to pick your brain about something because you are the guy. You are that guy. Prince Charming. Prince Charming is real, and he's sitting in the back of the car. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you don't know. It's just me. How many people don't know? I don't know what it is. Is this me?
His name is Daniel White.
Daniel
and
White.
his Instagram name is DJ _no _clue. DJ no clue.
Which is completely opposite of who you are.
Right.
TJ, no clue. So you fucking got a clue already.
Like, Dan, I got a clue.
I got shit. I know shit, y'all. That's all right. Look, I don't know. Look, I make predictions about, or I have assumptions about life, but I got an idea that of all the things that I've put out, you may be, you as a group, you as a couple may be the most romantically, socially relevant, and you, I don't know. You may be something one day. I mean, I have a feeling that people. It's hard to imagine people not admiring you. Just doing what you. I mean, look, anybody can. Yeah, anybody can chase a dream, but selling it all out for love.
Well,
6:59.
it starts
you got plenty of time.
at 5 and it ends at 7.
Got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Yeah, we'll be there in 15 minutes. Wow, man, that is something else. Have you ever? Wait a minute. I have my question now is other than Sierra, who put you guys together, the other girlfriends you have, you talk about, how do they respond to this story?
Like all of the friends that I told?
Yeah.
They were skeptical.
Of course, I knew. That's what I was thinking.
They were skeptical and they were hesitant. All of my female friends are very protective of me and my emotions and
That's cool.
just as a person. So when I told them like how serious it was, like starting out, or like what he wanted or how he like expressed, how he approached the situation, they were all like, "All right, Keely, this could end very well, or you could be destroyed."
Which is true of any relationship.
Yeah. So they were just really skeptical, yes, and obviously now they're extremely supportive.
That's cool.
So,
That's cool. Wow. I mean, the only thing, like I said, I've never done anything like what you've done. But I realize that romance is a real thing, and it is subjective to the individual.
I'm a sucker for romance. All I talk about is romance.
Well, I mean,
Let's do something romantic
look.
every night.
Men love romance. Look, guys love romance, but for what's romantic a guy might be very different what's romantic a woman. But everyone loves a form of romance. It's just not everyone has the same form. But I realized how important romance was as a older adult. I went on a date, but I did something that usually used to only happen back in my day before cell phones and smartphones. Is there was a girl that's at my gym who lives in my neighborhood, and I run from time to time, and I see her running from time to time. But one day she was out in front of her house, and I ran by and I waved at her, and she waved. And so, but we had seen each other running back and forth in the neighborhood, and I also seen her at the gym from time to time. So I asked her out at the gym, and she said yes. And I asked her on a Monday, a week in advance, which she thought, wow, okay, that doesn't happen a lot. Okay, cool. But since I knew her address, I wrote her a note. And so all I said was, thanks for saying yes and looking forward to Saturday night. That's all it was. It was just a few lines. But I mailed it. And, it showed up in the mail. So when I called her, I think it was we went out on a Saturday. I think I called her on a Thursday. Said we're still on Saturday. She's cool. When I got to her house, 11 of her friends were there. And I thought maybe there was a function or something. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were having something going on. She said, they're all here for you. And I'm like, what? And I said, what's going on? Oh, and I'm thinking, isn't that the kind of thing that happens down the line if the date's successful? I mean, she says, no, they wanted to know if you were real. And I still didn't get it. She says, well, then no. And I'm like, oh, she says, no nobody here has ever had a note written to them, mailed. And I'm like, oh. Now, like I said, I'm an old guy. As you can tell, I'm an old guy. But she was much younger than me. And so it was just, I'm like, wow. And I'm just thinking, wow, really, no one's ever wrote you a note?
But they didn't believe it that much to all show up.
They was showing, I mean,
Yeah, it's that unheard of for a guy to do.
Right, exactly. She said, I mean, like, we believed her. I didn't think she was lying, but we wanted to see what a guy who wrote a note looked like. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she described you, and it didn't match up with what we thought someone who would actually write a note would look like. So we needed to see you. Okay, cool. Needless to say, all of that went well. But it made, while I was sitting there, when I was sitting there and we were having dinner, I understood how important romance was. You know, I think I'd done other romantic things in my young life, and back when everyone was doing something romantic, so it wasn't as big as a deal as the smallest thing that I'd ever done. The biggest thing that I'd ever done romantically was the smallest thing that I'd ever done. So, you know, and dude, I swear, I lived my whole life. I don't know anybody said all that shit you just did. I mean, look, they write movies about this shit, and you know why they write movies about it? Because it doesn't happen in real life. You are straight out of a comic book. Oh wow, yeah.
We're a movie.
You guys are a movie, man. That's.
I say really like overly romantic, corny stuff all the time, but I'm so glad someone else sees it. I'm always like, do you want to do this? Like our night was like a movie. Like let's blah blah. And like I go off to like fantasy land in my mind, so it's very like nice to hear a real human like third party bystander saying that about us.
Yeah, well, you know, like I say, it's a real thing. You know, it's a real thing. Not everybody. And you know, I could be what's the word I'm looking for? An anomaly. I believe that it's out there. I don't think romance is. They say romance is dead. I don't believe that romance is dead, but it's definitely hibernating a great deal. And it's it's not as rare as, I mean, it's not as prevalent as it once was, because it just probably isn't as necessary. Well, I don't know if it's necessary. It's probably necessary, but people just don't use it like they used to. It's like hula hoops. You know, you probably don't know what a hula hoop is, do you?
Hula hoop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know? Oh, okay, cool. I'm saying like music style. Shit.
I won a hula hoop contest.
You would? Oh my God! Don't you? Come on. Okay. Now you're not. Okay. He ain't real.
He was captain of the chess team.
That's true.
You were captain of the chess team,
And the basketball team.
That's true too. Yeah.
dude. Okay, so you're just adding to the legend. Now you're just fucking with me. Adding to the legend. You can hula hoop, which nobody could do or see anymore. You were captain of the chess and basketball team. Wait a minute, how tall are you?
6 foot.
Wow. Okay. So you got handles?
Pretty good.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
now, just in case. And now look, I didn't ask, but I know whoever watches is wondering. Well, is he a nerd? You know, because the question comes when we start all that shit. He's got to be a nerd. He's a jock.
I mean, I like some nerdy things, but I mean,
Well, so does
I'm
everybody.
an athlete, like to the core.
Yeah,
I
see-
watch Sports Center every day. I mean,
You work at Foot Locker. Look.
yeah.
He's an alpha. So for ladies and gentlemen, for all those who will listen to this, if you're wondering, is this guy an alpha male? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And he still did what he did. Look where he's at. You too, one day, could be doing what he's doing, living it like he's living it.
Going to a party in LA with wifey.
Oh, that is something else, man. That is, you know what? You guys have definitely reinvigorated me, because, like I said, I have a lot of videos that I have not posted yet, and the truth of the matter was, I had just gotten burned down on it. I mean, when I got to get videos from the people, it was cool. I got into a car accident, and then I just stopped posting them. And for whatever that fire went out. You guys lit that fire back up. I can't wait to get your stuff back out, to get yours out there, and get some of those other great interviews that I had back out there. You guys definitely lit that fire.
So touching.
I mean, and, you know, I guess it may sound like bullshit, but people who know me know this isn't bullshit. It just, I needed this jump start you guys gave me because I don't have anything as romantic as you guys. But who's this girl I interviewed from college? Blah blah. Now you guys are something else. You guys are a whole different ball. You're a whole different fruit, man. This is wow. I mean, romance. I would love for people to. What the fuck happened to Olympic? I swear to God, downtown. Oh, it's all right. Downtown, this fucking screen, this place drives me nuts. But I would love, not just for me. I understand as you rise, I rise with you. But I would love for this to blow up because of who you guys are and what you represent. I would love for this to be a what do they call it? See, you know, old viral. Because you don't hear. I mean, usually, you know what's amazing? You always hear the guy who proposes. You guy got down on one knee, and will you marry me? You see those things on our videos, but I always have I wonder how those people met. You know, it's just a small thought. I wonder, and then you move on. Here's how that shit happens. When you see some guy proposing in front of all these people, and it's on video, like, what kind of motherfucker does that? I said, how did they get?
Just for the record, he practiced propose today with a seashell he found in the ocean for me.
Dude, you got any brothers? No, because this is really, okay, were you raised by your mother or your father?
Father.
Your father was a good dude?
He was.
He was a hell of a role model, because my father's a prick. So I'm thinking, because I'm wondering, like, there's only a couple of ways. Well, there's only two ways anybody can get anyway. Is a mother could make you do this. A father would have to teach you how to be this kind of guy. Wow, man. Wow. Your dad. Major fucking props to your dad, man. Because all you ever hear is about dads who ain't shit.
We're actually still best friends.
Wow, man. You really are right out of a fucking comic book. Oh, God, yeah. You guys are going to go big. Dude, you're not a made-up character. I'm serious. Think about it. If you watch any television show, yeah, exactly. You watch any television show about these great guys on TV, they're made up. The wonderful things they do are scripted. You're not a script. You're living your actual life being this great dude, a handsome jock who plays chess, who's romantic.
Ain't that and we just got a puppy together.
Oh, stop. I don't want to hear no more shit. Oh, stop. Fucking stop. You just got a puppy. Okay, now you're giving me diabetes. Wow, man. Like, I'm serious. You know, you could be something else. I mean, it's interesting. Good women, there are obviously a lot more good women out there than there are men, because there are more women than there are men. But dude, you're a 24-year-old role model for people your age and older. You know, and you feel like it's nuns. Wow. Now there's something you don't see every day.
Are they Amish?
No, they're not Amish.
They look Amish.
Amish, they wouldn't be in the city. Amish people don't come to the city like that.
You ever seen the show like Breaking Amish?
Yeah, it's not real. It's not real.
The cult?
Yeah, that's just not real. I mean, just so you know, that's not real. That's scripted. But like, cause look, see, she's on a phone. Amish don't use technology. Of course, that is the biggest cell phone I've ever seen in like 20 years. But wow, man, you are wow. It's almost hard to believe you're real. Like, you know what? I should be looking around for a follow card, so you make sure y'all ain't fucking with me. You understand? Got me on some show. I can't believe you believed all that shit. Wow, man, you were something else. Yeah, your Instagram is gonna blow the fuck up. It is. I mean, like I was saying, there are a lot of good women out there, but there are not a lot of guys out there like him. You could be something else, man. You might have to hold on a little tight, Connie, because it's finna change, baby. It's finna change.
Do you